times, if we're being honest, and you can be honest in church, you know that? You can be honest in church. There's times when we don't go to God in humility. Like, we don't. We want Jesus because we think adding Jesus to our life is a good thing. I should have Jesus in my life. Yeah, that's positive. There's a lot of other people who do that. So I want Jesus, but I don't always feel like I need him because I'm pretty capable. I can figure some things out. I can handle a whole lot. I'm pretty tough. And we don't always go to God in humility because we think we can figure it out ourselves. And when we do that, we ultimately end up settling for less joy, less peace, because you can only contrive so much joy and peace on your own. I think sometimes we settle for less than God's best is because our enemy has sold us a counterfeit and we've bought it. You've bought it. And I've bought it. He sold us a counterfeit. He sold us a shiny looking thing, and it looks like it can fulfill us. It looks like it can satisfy us. It looks like it can be there for us when we want, but it's not. It's ultimately not. It's empty. It's powerless, and it doesn't work. But we've bought a lie that it works. And so we place our hope on our career. And we place our hope on things that ultimately are not inherently always bad things, but ultimately aren't the thing. And what your enemy wants to do is, he knows you're smart. He just wants to take a 1 degree of separation. He knows if he tries to sell you a 5 degrees, 10 degrees of separation from who God is, then you could easily figure out his scheme and you're not going to buy that. But if he can sell you just a little bit different, something that looks like it could be God, but just a little bit different, you'd be tempted to buy it. And some of us have bought these counterfeits, and we end up settling for less. And then there's times where we also just go to Jesus as an add-on. When my family, when we get in our minivan, guess who's driving most of the time? I'm driving. Because you know what? I like to be in control. It's true. I like to be in control. And sometimes I wonder if you're like me and you like to be in control, and so you get in the car and you're in the driver's seat and you ask Jesus if he'll be in the passenger seat. Jesus, just come along for the ride. That'd be great. I'd love for you to come along for the ride. You seem really nice. You seem great. Fun to be around, potentially. Full of truth, grace. Come for the ride. And I'm telling you guys, you're settling for less. It's best for you to have him in the driver's seat. It's best. He doesn't belong in the passenger seat. It's best for you if he's in the driver's seat. But we settle for less. So if you're a person who is like, you know what, I think if I'm being honest, there are times when I'm settling for less, or I'm realizing that I'm slow to learn. This is my best move. This is what's worked and been helpful for me. Maybe it'll be helpful for you. Is you posture yourself to go to God to ask him what only he can give, and recognize who you are. So this is what I do. Not everybody's physically able to do this, so I understand, but this is what I do. I promise you, this move right here, on my knees, this move right here, I have not experienced life like I have on my knees right here in this position. I promise you, me and Jesus have had some of the most powerful times in all of my life when I choose to mimic what is inside my heart with my physical body and lower myself in humility, get down on my knees, and go before God in humility and say, God, I know I'm slow to learn, and I know I think I have all the answers, but I really don't. And I know I too easily settle for less than your best. And God, I need your help. And I'm telling you guys, like, this is but there's something when our physical bodies match our heart posture. There's something that happens. There's something that happens here. And if you've realized, man, I feel like this is who I am, like, how do you reconcile? How do you go before God? I'm telling you, tomorrow morning, you get down on your knees and you just ask Him. And God's the kind of Father who will not look at one of His kids on their knees and say, I'll find time for you later. He won't do that. Your moms won't do that. You won't do that. You go down on your knees in humility before your all-powerful, all-knowing God, and He will meet you down there every single time. The repetition, the fact that God repeats Himself says about us, we are slow to learn and we settle for less. But it also says something incredibly powerful about Him. Okay? You need to, for as high as the heavens are above the earth, so great is His steadfast love toward those who fear Him. As far as the east is compassion to His children, so the Lord shows compassion to those who fear Him. For He knows Himself over it so that we can get probably bail. After all the hurt that they've incurred on His heart, all the times they betrayed Him, why didn't He just bail on people? Why keep repeating Himself? Why keep engaging with them? Why? Well, it's found in Hosea chapter 9, verse 10.